Magandang araw mga fellow Pinoy gun enthusiasts at salamat sa panonood ng Philippine Ricochet line. So ngayong araw na to, may iba tayo ng konti sa mga usual na discussions natin on equipment. So, nakikita natin sa harapan natin ngayon ang dalawang firearms. So, just a disclaimer, ito pong baril na to, all of firearms in this video are licensed under Republic Act 10591. And before I proceed, safety check po natin para na sigurado tayo. As you can see, no rounds in the chamber. Physical check. Okay? Yan. So, kita natin, walang rounds in the chamber. Okay. So, no firearms are for sale in this video. Ngayon, now that naitabi na po natin ang mga formalities natin, pag-uusapan lang po natin ngayon ang mga arms manufacturers ng Pilipinas. Okay. So ngayon, itong dalawang baril po na to, these firearms have one thing in common. At yun po ay gawa sila sa Pilipinas. Ngayon, since yung last video po natin, alam ko po na marami sa inyo ang naku-curious or lalo na yung mga bago pa lang sa Philippine firearms ownership. Kung sino ba ang mga arms manufacturers ng Pilipinas at ano yung makukuha natin sa kanila. Ano ba yung mga baril na minamanufacture nila? Actually po, based sa aking research, marami pong arms manufacturers sa Pilipinas. Hindi lang po yung big three, which is sina Arms Corp, Shooters, tsaka sina Metro Arms. Nandiyan na rin for example ngayon si United Defense Manufacturing. So, 4 na sila. So, sa video na po ito, i-discuss natin yon. Pero just as an introduction po, itong dalawang baril na to, matagal na po sa akin ito. And alam niyo po, sa tagal-tagal na nagmay-ari po ako ng Philippine or locally made firearms, hindi po ako na-disappoint. Inyong kauna-unahang pong baril na binili ko na locally ay ito po yung Shooter SAS-12 na 12 gauge shotgun. So, ang tagal ko nang binili yon, and I've been collecting firearms since 2009 pa po. And I can tell you that Philippine-made firearms are actually good guns. You get a lot of gun for your money. Okay, now, wala pong nag-endorse ng video na to. This is just a video project of mine para po ma-inform natin lahat ng mga manonood kung ano po yung mga local arms manufacturers dito sa Pilipinas. At ang maganda po sa video na to ay i-discuss po natin dito lahat. At pag sinabi kong lahat, hindi lang po yung mga usual na firearms gaya ni na Arms Corp. I-discussin po natin lahat, pati yung mga colorum o mga illegal na arms manufacturers. And just to be clear, ito pong video na to ay ginagawa ko po for educational purposes only. Hindi po tayo nag-i-endorse dito ng pagbili ng mga illegal na firearms. Pero kailangan po natin silang i-discuss para po maalaman natin lahat kung sino ba yung mga arms manufacturers na yun at kung sino po ba dapat yung suportahan at dapat iwasan. Kasi dito po sa Philippine Ricochet line, we support lawful firearm ownership in the Philippines and even in other countries na rin. Pero dito po sa Philippines, we of course support Republic Act 10591. I think it is a very, very good law. And in this video po, we're going to discuss that. Okay? So, for this format, we're gonna do it in slide deck style para po clear yung text at makita po natin lahat ng mga magagandang information and what makes each and every arms manufacturer dito sa Pilipinas unique and special. And just as a final note po, ang Philippines po ay actually sikat po siya around the world as a quality and affordable arms manufacturing country. Maniwala po kayo o hindi, mga companies po, gaya na Arms Corp, pag nag-export po sila ng mga firearms, lalo na for example sa US, or sa Canada, or sa Switzerland, or for example, dun sa ibang bansa, gaya ng I'm not sure, I think Pakistan po, arms market din po, yung mga 1911s natin, actually they've gained quite a following over the years. Kasi po, yung mga firearms po natin, they're really competitively priced overseas. Now, just to give you an idea, based on my research, 80 to 85% ng arms na manufacture dito sa Philippines ay ine-export po, ano? So hindi po siya nabibili dito locally, ine-export po natin siya sa ibang bansa. And only a tiny fraction of the arms that are manufactured here in the Philippines are purchased locally. So if you're curious on these arms manufacturers, then it's time to discuss them dito sa Philippine Ricochet line. Alright, so ready na po tayo? Okay, let's discuss the arms manufacturers. Let's go!
Alright, so here we go. Arms manufacturers ng Pilipinas 2021. Now, just a disclaimer, ito pong video na to ay ginagawa natin sa Philippine Ricochet line for educational purposes only. Hindi natin to ginagawa to endorse any particular manufacturer, nor do we endorse it to encourage the purchasing of, for example, illegal firearms. Hindi po ganun, ano? Here at Philippine Ricochet Line, we believe in legal firearm ownership. And this is important because later po, we will be discussing all the manufacturers. So let's begin. So the first manufacturer in our list is the Arms Corps of the Philippines. Ngayon, ang Arms Corps of the Philippines po ang pinakamalaking arms manufacturer sa Pilipinas. Sila rin ang pinakamalaking exporter natin. What makes Arms Corps of the Philippines special or even bigger than the other arms manufacturers is because ang Arms Corps of the Philippines po ay nag-manufacture din ng ammunition, which is very important. Now, nagsimula ang lahat noong 1905. Nagsimula ang Arms Corps as a print shop and sporting goods store. So, matagal na, no? More than 100 years na sila. And manufactures a wide range of firearms from rifles to pistols. So, being the largest, pinakasikat na arms manufacturer sa Pilipinas, sila rin na may pinakamalaking product range. So, anywhere from pistols to rifles, shotguns, revolvers, ammunition, you name it, Arms Corps manufactures it. Now, do take note, however, that Arms Corps manufactures mostly civilian legal firearms. Okay? So, hindi sila nagmamanufacture, for example, ng mga explosive rounds. Although, it would be nice to see them expand in that department as well para may mag-supply din sa AFP at PNP. Maliban pa sa government arsenal. Now, Arms Corps of the Philippines is also the Philippine local business partner of Keltec USA and others. So, if sina Keltec USA magbebenta ng mga arms dito sa Pilipinas, they will probably do it through Arms Corps of the Philippines. And for example, yung ano nila, no, yung Squires Bingham, which is yung arms dealer na Arms Corps. And of course, nagbibenta po ang Arms Corps ng arms and ammunition to Philippine civilians, military, and police. And I really like it when companies sell to Philippine civilians. And the reason for this po is because ang gusto po natin dyan sa Philippine civilians is that test talaga natin yung mga products nila and they become more competitive. Kasi Philippine civilians can vary in different types of users, anywhere from, home defense firearms owners to competition shooters. At doon talaga natin masusubukan yung ganda ng firearm at ng ammunition, lalo na pag ginamit mo na siya sa competition. So, really good for Arms Corps to be selling to civilians, and I really like it. And as I mentioned earlier, Arms Corps exports firearms and ammo across the world. Malaking bagay po yun. Arms Corps po, sikat sila sa ibang bansa, lalo na sa US, simply because they produce high-value ammunition and firearms. Ibig sabihin po nun, affordable, and yet you get a lot of gun for your money. And they are known in the US as Rock Island Armory 1911 pistols. Sila rin po nag-develop ng 22 TCM Micro Magnum round, which is very nice. Maganda pong nakikita natin ng mga local arms manufacturers natin research and developing different types of ammunition. So that way may nako-contribute tayo sa R&D ng firearms world. And of course, Ang manufacturing center nila ay located sa Marikina, Philippines. Nanggaling na ako doon. Meron din silang firing range doon. So, really nice, ano? And you can visit their website at Arms Corps Shooting Center, PH. Now, just a little side story over here. Nung bata ako, yung lolo ko ang nagturo sa akin bumaril. And yung gamit po namin noon ay bolt action na 22 rifle ng Arms Corps. So, bata pa lang ako, tinuruan akong bumaril and it was an Arms Corps rifle. So, Arms Corps does hold a special place in my history as a person in handling firearms. So, dyan nagsimula ang unang firearm na paggamit ko. So, 22 long rifle na bolt action firearm. Alright, so moving on. United Defense Manufacturing Corporation. Now, this one is a heavy hitter. UDMC specializes po sa pagmanufacture ng 5.56 at 7.62mm rifles for military and police use. Nagbebenta rin po sila sa civilians. Founded in 2006. So, 100 years after the start ng roots ng Arms Corps. And of course, sila rin po ang Philippine local business partner ng Vergara Barrel, Spain. It should be noted na lahat ng mga barrels na gamit ng United Defense sa lahat ng mga arms nila ay gawa po sa barrel blanks from Vergara, Spain. So okay po yun kasi maganda talaga ang quality ng Vergara barrels. Gumagamit ito ng anywhere from ordnance grade stainless steel to yung hindi stainless steel finish, yung I think that was some kind of a black nitron finish na barrel. So maganda po yung mga barrels talaga ng United Defense. They're top quality match grade barrels, and this is something that United Defense has over other arms manufacturers po, for example ng Colt, kasi po yung barrels ng United Defense, they're really specialized and above average barrels that are fit for competition use and even DMR sniper rifle applications. Now, yung sa kanila po na mga rifles with match-grade barrels, they sell them to Philippine civilians, military, and police. Now, there is a temporary ban on 5.56 and 7.62mm rifles, but before that ban was put into effect, nakabili po ako sa kanila ng 5.56 rifle. So, I can confirm na nagbibenta sila sa civilians. At marami na rin mga Pilipino nakabili ng mga rifles ng United Defense. So, I can confirm na okay po talaga ang United Defense. And it's very nice na nagbibenta sila sa civilians, military, and police. And of course, like Arms Corps, they export firearms across the world. So, maganda po yun, nag-export sila. And gaya nga na nabanggit ko kanina, ang UDMC po ay nag-i-specialize sa 5.56 at 7.62mm rifles. Pero meron din sila mga ibang produkto, gaya ng mga custom 1911 style pistols, pistol caliber carbines, gaya ng S9 DBB, bolt action rifles from Decar Vergara, Spain, and shotguns. So yan po, pinakakilala po sila sa kanilang S5 direct gas impingement system and PVAR, which is pneumatic valve and rod. 5.56mm rifles at yung kanila pong S7 7.62mm PVAR DMR rifles or designated marksman rifles, and yung S9 DBB pistol caliber carbines. Alright, so yan ang United Defense Manufacturing. As an owner of United Defense Manufacturing, I can guarantee you that by getting a United Defense rifle, you get an above average rifle with excellent customer support. And the reason po yan, at-test ko na rin po yun, not because na nag-malfunction yung rifle ko, pero ang maganda po kasi sa United Defense is, kung meron po kayong mga bagong parts para sa rifle nyo na gusto nyo i-pa-install sa kanila, message nyo lang po sila sa Facebook, tutulungan po nila kayong install yung mga parts na yon sa iyong United Defense Manufacturing rifle. So, very good customer service. Nanggaling na rin po ako sa kanilang manufacturing center sa Parañaque City, Philippines. So, really good company, and I really support the people behind this company dahil po maganda po ang kanilang work ethic, at sila po ay actually, as of this date, 2021, premier 5.56 and 7.62 rifle manufacturing company dito sa Philippines. And yung rifle po na nabili ko sa kanila, magsa 10 taon na, ay gumagana pa rin. So that's a very good one. And I can guarantee you that United Defense is, you know, you can't go wrong with them as a company. So if you want to check out their website, please check out yung udmcweapons.com. Now, next arms manufacturer natin is Shooters Guns and Ammo Corporation. So, ang Shooters Guns and Ammo Corporation, Security Guard Special, the workhorse firearm. Based sa aking personal experience din sa kanila, no? So, maganda talaga yung mga firearms nila for home defense use. So, Shooters manufactures a wide range of guns and ammunitions for the civilian, police, and security guard market in the Philippines. So, marami po mga security guards, ang gamit po ay Shooters Arms Manufacturing firearms. Kasi po, very affordable po ang shooters. But affordable doesn't necessarily mean low quality. In fact, Shooters firearms are actually very good, high-value firearms na maganda po sa kanila. Makakabili ka ng Shooters firearm for an affordable price, and later down the road, once you have more budget for your firearm, pwede mong ipag-gunsmith. And you can turn an average-looking firearm into something really nice, just like what you see here in this picture. Alright, at yung X9 ko na pistol caliber carbine, na semi-auto, gaya nitong example dito sa picture na to, ay a Shooter's arms. And I can tell you that the X9, despite the fact that it looks very simple, it's actually a great firearm. Now, founded in 1980, Shooters Guns and Ammo Corporation is started actually more than 40 years, and sells guns to Philippine civilians, military, and police. So yan, okay yan nagbibenta rin sa civilians. So I really like it when they do. And they also export firearms across the world, just like UDMC and Arms Corps. Sa ibang bansa po, sila ay kilala sa kanilang 1911 pistols, usually being sold as American Tactical Imports and Century Arms, both in the US and Canada. So there you go. Shooters Guns and Ammo Corporation. Ang mga Shooters Guns and Ammo Corporation ay ginagawa sa Mandaue City, Cebu, Philippines. So you can check out their website at samshootersarms.com.ph. Now, one of the things na gusto ko sa Shooters is that Shooters does hire a lot of the gunsmiths na who ply their trade sa Danao, Cebu. So maganda po 'yon dahil po-provide sila ng employment po sa ating mga skilled gunsmiths na around the area of Cebu. So very nice. It's always nice when local companies do that kasi marami po natutulungan yon ng mga pamilya at mga Pilipino sa business. So there you go, Shooters Guns and Ammo Corporation. Next one, Metro Arms Corporation. Now, ang Metro Arms Corporation, they provide very handsome 1911s at an affordable price. At nag-i-specialize sila doon. So, 1911 pistols for personal and competition use. So, founded in 2006. Like the other manufacturers, they do sell guns to Philippine civilians, military, and police. Nag-export din sila ng firearms across the world. So, yun nga, for example, sa US market, as Firestorm and American Classic, yung mga 1911s nila. Now, gaya ng UDMC, yung manufacturing center nila ay nasa Parañaque City, Philippines. And if you're interested in buying a Metro Arms Corporation pistol, you can get one from Dark. So, ito po yung kanilang website. Now, I haven't owned Metro Arms Corporation pistol before, but I've already seen them sa gun show, AFAD's gun show. And I can tell you for a fact that their pistols are actually very impressive for the asking price. So, yun po. And that sums up yung 4 largest arms manufacturing companies sa Philippines. Okay? So now we move on to the lesser-known arms manufacturers in the Philippines. Okay. So first off, government arsenal. Now, ang government arsenal, sila po ang arms manufacturing and refurbishing center ng Armed Forces of the Philippines. Okay? So, nag-start sila noong 1957 at sila po ang nagsusupply sa AFP and PNP ng ammunition at arms refurbishing services. So, when I say arms refurbishing services, what I typically mean here is that yung mga lumang baril ng Armed Forces of the Philippines, for example, yung mga Elisco nila na M16A1s, government arsenal yung nag-refurbish noon para magamit pa. Kasi marami sa mga M16A1s natin talaga ay sobrang, luma na talaga. Mga ano pa to, mga around 40 years old na, namumuti na yung, yung anodized finish niya. So, yung mga M16, yung mga may triangular handguards pa na smooth. So, anyway, yon. Ang drawback lang sa government arsenal is being a supplier for the government, they do not sell arms and ammunition to civilians. They also do not export. So this is unfortunate. I really hope that government arsenal down the road, pag nag-grow na sila and marami na silang napoproduce na ammunition, subukan rin po nila magbenta ng mga rounds sa civilians gaya ng ginagawa ng Lake City ng US government. Kasi Lake City kasi minamanufacture yung mga ammunition nila na hindi pumapasa sa sa batch testing binibenta sa civilians. So maybe government arsenal can do the same. Although I don't think na magagawa nila yun anytime soon kasi yung kulang yung I think to the best of my knowledge based sa aking research the government arsenal output of ammunition is only sufficient. Sometimes actually even nagkukulang pa nga para sa AFP at PNP. So anyway, hopefully in the future once they have grown and the government provides them with more funding, subukan din nila mag-expand into the civilian market. And they also make all kinds of modifications to existing rifles. Isa sa mga pinakakilala ay ang Government Arsenal Marine Scout Sniper Rifle, which is a designated marksman rifle in 5.56 caliber. Now, yan nga, ang production center nila ay located in Bataan, Philippines. So, yan? So, in a government-owned land. Alright, so next one is a historical arms manufacturer, Elisco Tool and Manufacturing. Now, ang Elisco, ladies and gentlemen, ating manonood, sila po ay isang primary Philippine arms manufacturer nung Marcos era pa. And believe it or not, they didn't actually start off as an arms manufacturing company, pero steel manufacturing industry that diversified into arms manufacturing. Now, wala na po sila sa negosyo, matagal na po. And nung time na nag-ooperate sila, nagpo-provide sila ng armas sa Armed Forces of the Philippines and Philippine Constabulary. Ang primary output nila nung time na yon, I think, were many arms, pero ang nakikita natin today na output ng ng Elisco is yung M16A1 rifles nila. Many of which are still with us today, which is a testament of the very good quality manufacturing. If a gun is still running after 40 years of heavy use, there's just only good. There are only good things that you can say about that rifle. Now, once upon a time, ang Elisco po ay isa to sa mga pinakamalaking achievements nila, na license po sila ng Colt to manufacture M16A1 rifles. As I mentioned earlier, many of which ay ginagamit pa rin natin hanggang ngayon. At pinapalitan na natin ng mga for example, yung Remington R4A3 rifles. So, okay talaga tong Elisco Tool and Manufacturing. Nakakalungkot nga na wala na sila ngayon dahil maiisip lang natin kung ano yung mga nagawa pa nilang ibang mga products at firearms, kung if they stayed in business all this time. And majority nga po ng mga firearms na nire-refurbish ng government arsenal ay gawa ng Elisco. So, para mapahaba pa natin yung service life. So, based on my research, ang Elisco po, after na nag-step down si Marcos, ito po ay pinasara for political reasons ng mga kalaban ng Marcos after they were put in charge noong 1986. So again, sayang talaga tong Elisco na to. if they stayed in business all this time, they would have greatly contributed to the growth of arms manufacturing sa Pilipinas. And I'm pretty sure we wouldn't even need to buy any more rifles from other countries, since Elisco, unlike government arsenal, does have the capability back then, did have the capability back then to manufacture rifles from scratch. So okay talaga sila. So yon. So that's unfortunate, pero that's how history goes. Now, moving on, meron din tayong Flora International Corporation. Ng Flora, they're not as big as Arms Corp, small, much smaller company, pero they did manufacture arms and ammunition for local and export markets. And while Flora International is still a company today, I think the arms manufacturing business, based on my research, is no longer in operation. And back at the time, there were private supplier of arms and ammunition to the Philippine government, I think. Since nung time na yon, kulang pa yung output ng government arsenal. So when the government needs more ammunition, ipinapabid nila. And Flora was one of the suppliers, at least for small contracts. And they are known for their MK9 submachine gun. So nag-contribute din sila sa arms manufacturing with their MK9 submachine gun. And nung college po ako, ladies and gentlemen, nag-field trip po kami dito sa Flora International Corporation, and salamat po sa aming dean ng mechanical engineering nung time na yon. So Sir John, kung nanonood kayo nito, man, you're the best, dahil salamat sa pagdala mo sa amin noon. That was the best field trip ever. At natutuwa rin po ako dahil sa Flora International Corporation, they did accommodate us back then. So it was really nice as an engineering student for us to see yung arms manufacturing capabilities ng Flora firsthand. So that was many, many years ago. And yun nga, based on this bullet point, sila po ay local business partner ng ST Kinetic Singapore once upon a time. And we did see yung SAR-21 assault rifles nila doon sa Flora. At yung production center nila ay nasa Tanay, Rizal, Philippines, nung dati pa. So yun, they're no longer in business, which is very unfortunate. I can only imagine how much fun we would be having kung yung MK9 submachine gun ay ginawa nila ng pistol caliber carbine equivalent na semi-auto. That would be really cool, lalo na kung affordable siya na rifle na pwede bilihin ng civilian. So that would really be nice. So anyway, that's for Flora International Corporation. Now, moving on. Paltik Arms Industry. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, mga ating manonood po, before we begin with this one, pinapaalala ko lang po, wag po tayong bumili ng illegal na armas. Okay, wag po tayong bumili ng mga illegal na baril. If you are in doubt as to the legality of your firearm, please do not go ahead with the purchase of those. Okay, kasi we here at Philippine Ricochet Line, we support legal firearm ownership. Delikado po yan pag loose firearms kasi hindi natin masabi kung okay ba yung quality niyan, and well, hindi natin sila mapapanagot in case na may magkaroon tayo ng problema dyan. Not to mention yung buying po ng illegal firearms ay punishable under Republic Act 10591. Okay, so always follow the law. Now, ang paltik is a nickname for the local underground arms manufacturing industry. So, yan, sikat po yan, yung mga paltik na firearms. Lagi natin nakikita yan na gamit ng marami ng mga illegal na na mga manggagamit ng armas, ginagamit sa mga hitman. Yan. Yan ginagamit yan. Pero I think hindi pa ako nakakita ng paltik firearm na binebenta sa gun store legally, So, I guess up to this point, ang paltik, kilala talaga sila for being a manufacturer of illegal and counterfeit loose firearms. Now, just to make it clear, ang paltik po, hindi po ito malaking pabrika, okay? These are underground arms manufacturers in small, sa mga, saan lang ginagawa yung mga baril, sa gubat, sa mga bahay, sa mga workshops, all across the country po. So, ang ginagawa nila yung mga loose firearms. Now, marami pa silang mga ibang nicknames gaya ng Coltic 1911 clones at Bushmaster M4 clones. At ito po yung dahilan kung bakit dito po sa Pilipinas pag gumagawa tayo ng mga YouTube videos sa mga pistols at mga rifles, usually tinatakpan natin yung serial number. Hindi mo makikita yan sa mga gumagawa ng YouTube videos tungkol sa mga baril sa US. Sa Pilipinas kasi kaya natin tinatakpan yun kasi iniiwasan natin na may kumuha ng serial number at ilagay sa isang clone na baril. Pag nahuli ng pulis yan, problema yon ano. So yun po. Yan yung dahilan. And yung Coltic, yan yung mga 1911 na clone. So pag may nagbenta po sa inyo, nagsabi, "Uy, tol, bumili ka ng Colt. Gusto mo ba ng Colt? Meron akong alam na original na Colt. Gusto mo bang bilihin?" Ako po, pag 1911 po yan, ating mga manonood, tayo po ay maging mapanuri. Suriin po natin yung mabuti kasi marami po mga fake na 1911s ang kumakalat po sa ating arms market. At dahilan po yan sa mga produkto ng Paltic Arms Industry. So sa Pilipinas talaga illegal yon. So iwasan po natin yung pagbili ng mga ganon at kung hindi po tayo sure sa authenticity ng Colt dahil tayo po for example ay isang amateur or first time na gun buyer, patingin po natin sa gunsmith kasi ang mga gunsmith po at least marami sa kanila alam talaga nila kung ang baril ay Paltic o original. Okay, so ipatingin po natin sa mga eksperto kung yung binibili po nating baril ay original. Lalo na po kung yan po ay mga baril na naka-clone ng Paltic industry gaya ng 1911. And yes, maniwala man po kayo o hindi, pati yung mga M16s at M4s ay nako-clone din ng Paltic. Tawag nga dyan sa mga yan ay si Bushmaster M4 clones. So, ayan, delikado pong bumili ng mga ganyang klaseng baril kasi hindi tayo sure sa mga quality standards. Although, hindi ko po ayokong sabihin na pangit ang quality ng Paltic na baril, hindi lahat po ng Paltic ay pangit at pumapalpak, Hindi totoo 'yon. Actually, sa ibang bansa po gaya sa US, maniwala man kayo o hindi, considered na collector's item ang mga Paltic na 1911 na clones kasi lalo na sa mga 1911 collectors, marami sa kanila talaga gusto ng mga ganong baril for some reason. Dahil part ng 1911 history ang Pilipinas. Kung titinan nyo po yan, kung i-research po natin ang history ng 1911, although hindi na natin di-discuss sa video na ito, ay malaki po ang kinalaman ng Moro insurrection sa Philippines nung pagpasok ng ng mga 1901, 1902, 1903 and onwards. Malaking epekto po ng Moro insurrection sa creation ng 45 caliber round at ng 1911. So dahil doon, part ng 1911 history ang Pilipinas at ang Paltic ay naging part na rin ng history na yon. So, ayun. So, there you go. More information about the Paltic arms industry. Ngayon, sa ang Paltic industry po ngayon ay nagtutuloy pa rin. Maniwala man kayo hindi. Dahil alam niyo naman ang Pilipino, masyadong madiskarte. Sometimes sumobra ang pagiging madiskarte. Naniniwala sa when there's a will, there's a way. At pinilit na, dinala na rin yung when there's a will, there's a way sa illegal arms manufacturing. Naku, hindi tama yun, pero well, ganun talaga. So, please do not buy illegal firearms, okay? And ang nakakatawa pa nga dyan, actually, ang Paltic, ang Paltic arms industry, ay nag-i-smuggle din ng armas, nag-e-export din sila ng small quantities ng mga Paltic na baril sa ibang bansa. This is based on my research, mga Paltic na baril ay nakakaabot kahit sa US, at sa mga Southeast Asian, even other Asian countries. Especially kung marami mga mga criminal din dun sa kabilang side ang naghahanap ng mga baril na walang serial number at hindi matitrace. So yan, Paltic talaga, magagawa nila yon. Pero yun po. So iwasan na lang po natin ang pagbili ng mga illegal na armas, okay? Kasi ito po ay labag sa Republic Act 10591. But that sums up yung Paltic arms industry. And today, makikita po natin ang mga Paltic, marami po dyan nagmamanufacture ng baril, mostly sa, marami sa Danao, Cebu, pero marami rin sa mga ibang lugar sa Luzon, Visayas, at Mindanao. So there you go, Paltic arms industry, a brief history. Now moving on, Bangsamoro Military Industries. Now ito po, very interesting ito, kasi ang Bangsamoro Military Industries, hindi siya, medyo bago lang ito compared dun sa iba, gaya ng Paltic that has been around for ages and ages now. And I can imagine yung Paltic arms industry natin ay gumagawa na ng baril ng World War II pa lang, So yan. Ang Bangsamoro Military Industries, inuulit ko lang po, wag po tayong bumili ng mga illegal na armas, ha? So hindi po ito endorsement ng Bangsamoro Military Industries na arms kasi wala pa po akong alam na Bangsamoro Military Industries firearms na nabebenta sa gun store ng legal. Although hindi pa naman ako nanggaling sa Mindanao. So anyway, just a brief summary over here. Ang Bangsamoro po, yung Bangsamoro Military Industries, BMI, tawagan natin siyang BMI. Ayan ang arms manufacturer ng MILF, MNLF, and other related groups. So yan, nagmamanufacture sila, nag-refurbish din sila, at nagre-recondition ng mga lumang baril ng MILF at MNLF. So maraming mga gunsmiths nila nagtatrabaho dito sa Bangsamoro Military Industries. Now, sila po ay sikat sa kanilang barit, hindi baret, barit. 50 caliber sniper rifle clones at RPG-2 clones and other improvised weapons. So importante po na ma-discuss natin ito kasi nga po ang Bangsamoro Military Industries po ay meron talaga silang capability sa nakakabilib. Illegal pero nakakapag-produce sila ng RPG-2 clones at Barrett 50 caliber sniper rifle clones. And while for sure yung kanilang manufacturing capabilities ay hindi kasing advanced ng mga arms manufacturers natin, na legal arms manufacturers natin, it only shows their determination to manufacture. And, hopefully over time po, makahanap sila ng legal na paraan para magbenta ng mga baril. Para po yung mga gunsmith nila ay makapagtrabaho sa ating arms industry legally. So that it is. There is very little information po. Wala po ako masyado mahanap na information sa Bangsamoro Military Industries sa internet. Pero alam natin na sila po ay sumikat nung SAF-44. Kasi majority po ng mga baril, marami, hindi naman majority, pero marami dun sa mga baril na ginamit dun sa SAF-44 encounter and tragedy ay gawa po ng Bangsamoro Military Industries. So there you have it, Bangsamoro Military Industries. At sila po ay matatagpuan natin sa sa Southern Mindanao, sa clandestine workshops. Alright, so there you have it, ang mga arms manufacturers ng Pilipinas. Just as a recap, meron po tayong Arms Corp of the Philippines, United Defense Manufacturing Corporation, Shooters Guns and Ammo Corporation, Metro Arms Corporation. And for the smaller, lesser-known ones, we have Government Arsenal, Elis Kutulen Manufacturing, no longer in operation, Flora International Corporation, Arms Manufacturing Division, no longer in operation, ang Paltik, at ang Bangsamoro Military Industries. So marami sa inyo nagtatanong malamang kung kung kayo ay nagre-research din ng arms manufacturing, saan ba sina Fur France dito sa listahan na to? Well, based on my research po, ang Fur France ay may arms manufacturing sa United States. Doon po sila licensed na mag-manufacture ng firearms. And while I think they have an service center sa Cebu, hindi po sila nagma-manufacture ng kanilang Fur France SOR na rifles dito sa Philippines. And as a result, hindi po sila nakasama sa ating listahan. Pero nito sila sa honorable mention natin. Okay? Alright, so there you go. Ating manonood ng Philippine Ricochet line. Yan po ang ating summary ng mga arms manufacturers sa Pilipinas 2021. Kung kayo po ay mga gun owners at kayo po ay bumili ng mga locally made firearms natin, well, ang masasabi ko lang po ay maraming salamat sa pagtangkilik sa gawang Pilipino. Okay? At binigyan nyo ng chance sa mga local arms manufacturers natin. Malaking tulong po yan sa ating industry at sa pag-create ng trabaho dito sa Philippines, lalo na ngayon na panahon ng pandemya at kailangan ng economy natin ang suporta ng bawat Pilipino. Okay, so yan po ang ating slideshow ng Philippine Ricochet Line, Arms Manufacturers of the Philippines 2021. Now, it's time to go back to the video.
Alright, so we're back. So, alam na po natin ngayon kung sino ang mga arms manufacturers. So, from the humble beginnings of companies gaya ni na Arms Corp to to semi-auto rifle renaissance ni na UDMC. Alam na po natin kung sino sila. So, as you can see po, ang mga firearms na po na ito ay marami pong, usually yung mga companies na nag-start din sila small. So, humble beginnings. Now, alam ko na marami sa ating mga, aspiring firearms owners, yung mga first time na gustong bumili ng baril. Gusto natin magsimula sa mga, for example, pistol, gaya nito, FNP 45, just a safety check, Pero alam mo po, masasabi ko lang sa inyo kung, for example, tayo po ay nag-operate on a tight budget, alam niyo po, hindi kayo madidisappoint kung bibili na lang po kayo, for example, ng 1911. Kasi ito po, magandang pistol ito. Pero alam niyo po, marami po tayong matutulungan by supporting local arms manufacturers gaya ni na Arms Corp, ni UDMC, ni na Shooters, ni na Mac. Kasi po, alam naman natin ngayon, time ng global pandemic, mahirap po talaga ang business. So pag tayo po ay bumili ng local firearm, marami po tayong matutulungan from the arms manufacturers at lahat ng mga empleyado nila, doon din sa gun store, mga empleyado nila, yung mga arms dealers, at pati na rin po yung gunsmith. For example, ako po, pinadagdagan ko po ng backstrap itong X9 kasi yung luma na talaga to, at yung dati maluwang, yung dati niyang backstrap na plastic lang, maluwang na. So, pinagawa ko na siya nito. So, ang dami po natin talaga matutulungan. At sana po, tulungan natin sila para po mag-grow ang business nila at may pamana po natin sa susunod na generation ng Pilipino ang ating hobby na ito ng pangongolekta ng firearm. So, yun lang po dito sa Philippine Ricochet line. So, salamat po sa panunood. And if you have any questions, please let me know and I will be more than happy to answer them all. So, kung tayo po ay naghahanap ng, for example, mga local firearms, please check out yung mga local arms manufacturers na yon. I don't think you will be disappointed. And while, for example, hindi na po tayo makakabili for now, ng 5.56 at 7.62 rifles, dahil temporarily po na nakaban yun, makakabili pa po tayo, for example, ng mga pistol caliber carbines from United Defense Manufacturing. And I don't think you will be disappointed with those as well. Maganda pong company ang UDMC. Lalong-lalo na po sa customer support. At yun po yung pinakamalaking advantage ng mga local arms manufacturers. Matutulungan po nila tayo kagad pag may issue tayo. Hindi na po natin i-export yung item, papadala sa manufacturing center nila overseas para lang matingnan. Okay? So, salamat po sa panunood. If you like this video, found it informative, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. Now, kung kayo po ay meron type 2, type 3, type 4 o type 5 na firearms license at lahat ng mga firearms nyo ay mga imported at ayaw nyo ng local dahil ayaw nyo lang talaga ng local or napapangitan kayo, tingin nyo pangit na quality ang local na firearms, nako naman po. Ito lang ang masasabi ko sa inyo.
Hindi ko matatanggap ang kataksilan na yan hanggat buhay ako.